Technically, my journey started on January 1st, 2016. But the foundation for it was stoned back when I was pursuing my graduation. It was around 9 p.m. Having had our dinner, my friend and I stepped out of our college dormitories for a stroll. It was a routine for us to judge the food we had had after dinner while taking a walk. The final verdict? Awful. Like always. Unappetizing food at the hostel mess became a norm that every one of us stopped bothering about but loved to complain to each other. It became a good icebreaker for us to start a conversation. We usually ask for any favors or talk about movies, politics, and rarely about academics. But that night, our conversation took an unexpected turn as my friend asked me a simple question out of nowhere. "Dude, if God descends right now, willing to fulfill one wish, what will you wish for?" Caught off guard, I looked at him in confusion and asked, "Where did that come from?" He evaded my question by saying, "Just answer it. It isn't hard. We all think about it at one point or another. Tell me what comes to mind." I thought for a bit and spoke. "To be with the one who completely understands me." My friend was perplexed and asked, "Where did that come from? What were you expecting?" I asked. "I was expecting you to say world peace, happiness for all, money, or superpowers." I looked at him weirdly and asked, "Why so? Those are the most popular answers. You are one of the sparse few to say something different." He replied casually, "That can't be true." I was skeptical because I feel that everyone is unique, ergo their wishes will be unique as well. Ask around yourself. You will be surprised. People have a lot in common than what you give them credit for. He said mysteriously. I couldn't help but ask. Do you often ask that question? Why though? By answering this question, it tells more about a person than what they give out. Intrigued, I asked him, "Oh, what did I give away about myself then?" "Not much." "That makes me even more curious about the reason behind your wish," he replied. I have to admit, he is good at evading. He is making me reveal myself without reciprocating. Since the topic has piqued my interest as well, I thought about it for a couple of seconds and put my views most compactly possible and said, "Isn't it a wasted life if we can't have at least one person in our life who completely understands us?" Now that is an interesting view. "Tell me more about it," he said immediately. "It is complicated to explain." I tried to evade again. After all, we were around 20 years of age, and talking about such topics made me feel a bit awkward. "Take your time. I am in no hurry," he said casually. I looked at him with an expression saying, "Aren't you gonna drop this? Come on man, tell me, we don't talk about such things often, right?" he said. What he said was true. It is in rare incidences that we open up and speak our mind. In turn, it helps us clear our thought process and enhance our way of thinking. So, I bit the bullet. Thinking for a bit and gathering my thoughts, I replied, "What exactly do you think defines you? To your parents, you are a disobedient, careless, or a mischievous kid, but do they know about your obedient, sincere, or even cautious side when it matters? Most cases would go unseen. We hide from our siblings in fear of getting mocked, made fun of, or getting ratted out to parents. To friends, you are a mess, a monkey walking on legs. But they would be in the dark about your talents, perspective, or your aspirations. All that matters to any faculty is whether if you are present in their class or not. For a lover, I bet there are many things that we hide rather than trying to open up. So now comes the question, who exactly knows you all?" I looked at him with my question. He mimicked zipping his lips in reply. I sighed and continued. "To everyone in our life, we only show a particular side of us which is mutually acceptable. We don't even entertain the thought of going against the normal behavior for a set group of people. I am just tired of it all. So, I just wish to be with that one person with whom I can be myself, a company where no explanations are needed." He asked, "You want everything, but you aren't gonna reciprocate?" I narrowed my eyes at his inconsiderate rebuttal. He just lifted his hands in surrender. Sigh. It is hard to impress people. In all honesty, I didn't think it through thoroughly. But his question did serve as a wake-up call for me. After a bit more chit-chat, we concluded our banter and went to our dormitories. Maybe he left the conversation at that. But I couldn't help but dwell on the topic. Lying on my bed, I envisioned how happy life would be if I have a life partner who understands everything about me. As I put more mind into the topic, I started to recognize my shortcomings. Then, a question started to nag at my mind. If someone truly knows me all, would she prefer to stay with me? My conscience gave me a big fat no. With that, my thought process went adrift. It is common sense that no matter how good something is, too much of it is bad. So even though I'd be happy with my life partner, will I be happy forever with her? That begs the question, can anyone be happy forever at all? What is the happiest moment that one can experience? Or have I been thinking wrong? Just because someone understands me better, should she be my life partner? Isn't love the standard? What is love anyway? Everyone has their definition of love, but what is love in its true form? What is happiness in its true form? What is their peak? Thinking about it all, my head ached. Wait, what is the highest form of pain? The highest, the peak, the extreme. I don't recall why these words came to my mind. But my curious nature got the better of me. At the end of the day, all I wanted to wish for was to experience the extremities of every feeling.